Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Good Life Talk. Today, we are diving into one of those timeless yet deeply human questions: which virtue truly leads us close to the good life? Is it humanity, the ability to lower ourselves and see the truth? Or is it patience, the quiet stress to endure, to wait, to trust time itself?
Actually, this question that echoes through the philosophy, the theology, and the literature for the countries. Like all of them, like and each has the wrestle with this in the same way. And in the Unreading Well, explore the 12 virtue, and two of them humanity and patience almost mirror each other. And I will speak humanity today.
And I will be defining for patience. Um, I've always believed patience isn't just about waiting. It's about trust the unseen. It's what lets us move through uncertainty without losing hope.
And I decided the humanity is what ground that trust. Because I think without the humanity, the patient can be the stubbornness. But I think without the patient, the humanity can be the defect. So today let's test both ideas through the story, like the experience or the Bible, and see which virtue truly leads to the good life.
When people think of patience, they often imagine sitting in traffic without honking or waiting climb in line, but that's not uh, that's not wrong. But it's too shallow. Prior rising on reading well, patience is not simply waiting; it is willingness to endure suffering. Patience and passion share the same Latin root, pati, meaning to suffer. True patience isn't just enduring time; it is enduring pain with hope.
So you think the patient is not passive, it's active endurance. But why do you think we must to suffering?
Because patience is forged only in tension. Think about it. If everything happened instantly, there'd be no need for patience, no opportunity for faith to grow. In Persuasion by Jane Austen, Annie Lloyd waits years for the man she loves. Her patience isn't weakness, it's stress shaped through disappointment. Her quiet endurance refines her character, so when love finally returns, she's not bitter. She's wiser, softer, and fuller.
Wow, actually that's beautiful, but doesn't mean that patient sometimes we become the and actually there's fine line between the faithful endurance and passive accepting what should be changed.
You're right. Patient doesn't mean inaction. It is active faith that is trying to hold steady while still moving forward. Prayer even calls patience an angrily virtuous act. It's not empathy. It's choosing restraint when outrage would be easier. It's trusting that transformation takes time, even when justice or loves feel delayed.
Mm, so for you, you think the patient is like kind of the courage waiting?
Yes, exactly. It's the courage to stay present in the process, even when results hide from us. Well, the Bible is full with patience. In James chapter 1, verse 2 to 4 says, "Consider it pure joy when you face trials, because the testing of your faith produces perseverance." So, like, faith without testing can measure. And also in Romans chapter 5, verse 3 to 4, it says, "Suffering produces endurance, endurance produces character, and character produces hope." So patience is the bridge between pain and hope.
Okay, and I found out at Luke 21:19 says, "By your patience you will gain your souls." So actually, I feel like that's that is striking. It's not about achieving something external, but protects who you truly are.
Exactly. Without patience, we can't even own ourselves. So, also in James chapter 5, verse 7, be patient, brothers, until the coming of the Lord. That line captures patience isn't just about mood, it's a lifelong posture of faith.
So, in essence, the patient is the term uh, shaped faith, you mean? But you're you're right. But if patient is faith over time, the humanity mean be faith in the truth. So I will talk about the humanity next. And in on reading well, the chapter on humanity focused on the corners revolutions and everything that race must courage. So proud blind, the humanity restored slant. And Thomas he write down the proud is the beginning of all sin, and the John said humanity is the mother, the root, the foundation of all good things.
So, humanity isn't self hatred, it's self honesty.
Exactly. The proud defined humanity as a man's estimation of himself according to the truth. It's not thinking less of yourself, it's see yourself actually. In Connor's revolution, Miss Trumping believes she's the righteous until the young woman and Mary through the book at her face, and I mean that's the moment he prodded down. It's a moment of rolling grace.
I love that image. Sometimes we need grace that shakes us awake.
Yes, after that, Miss Trumping see a vision of heaven where the people she looked down on the poor, the outcast are walking ahead of her. She finally understands the last shall be first. It's a powerful of humanity as revolution.
So, humanity is like opening our spiritual eyes to see ourselves as we are, and others, God sees them.
Exactly. I mean, the prayer notes that the Latin root humans mean the east earth. To be humble is to be the grounding. The proud floats about the truth. The humble return to the soil of the reality.
But humanity is easily misunderstood. Some people think it means self deprecation, always talking down about yourself or refusing to recognize your own worth.
Right. The prayer quoted C.S. Lewis. The humanity is not the thinking list of yourself, and actually it's thinking of yourself list. So actually that line has been shaped how I see this world. Like in this culture, like however love become the faith humanity. For example, like people want to share their watch on the social media, or added like some I'm so humbled by this world. It's it's kind of like the performance. It's not the transformation.
That's so true. Real humanity feels quieter. It's content to be unseen, even oppressed. But here's my challenge. Doesn't humanity sometimes become self eraser? especially in religious or moral contexts. People of a woman are told to be humble when what's really expected is silence.
Wow, that's a good point. So I think the true humanity doesn't mean you are a version. It means like you stand right. And actually, I feel like this is the balance of your heart, your inside. It's not the like other things. You can be also you can be the courage and humanity both at the same time because the humanity is not a weakness, is a perspective.
So humanity is truth, not timidity. I like that, but I still think patience trains us in humanity through time. Every daily, every delay, uh, every frustration, it slowly strips our pride away.
And I did argue the reverse. Humanity enable patience only when you like stop demanding that life move on. Your schedule can you truly wait, and even the proud can wait, but only the humble can wait with peace.
That's fair. Maybe humanity is the root and the patience is the fruit. But fruit also nourishes the root. Without patience, humanity dries up into self-pity. Without humanity, patience becomes organs. I can't handle this myself.
Yeah, but if I have to choice, I still say humanity is the greater virtue because it starts point of transformation and kind of patient without the humanity is like the running without the direction. Like you move, but not necessary toward the goodness.
And I'd say patience is what keeps humanity alive in real life. It's easy to be humble for a day, harder to remain humble for a decade, especially when life feels unfair.
Yeah, maybe like patient is the humanity over time, and humanity is like patient of the heart.
Yeah, that's a beautifully said. Both require surrender, one to truth and one to time.
Mm, yeah, like virtue really exists in solution. In solution, humanity ground us like patient carry us. One teach us where we start, and the other teach us how to move.
So in patience, humanity bows our head before God, and patience keeps our eye lift us. We keep walking.
Exactly. I feel like the both of two like create the like life melody, like first bow and then rinse, wait, then act.
Let's be honest, humanity and patience sound beautiful in the theory, but they feel almost impossible in our world today. We live in a culture of speed, visibility, and self promotion. Everyone's told to stand up, build your brand, speak your truth. It's exhausting.
Yeah, you are right. Maybe like we glorify the busy and hate waiting. Even our app train us to expect instant result, one tap, one swipe, one dopamine hit. Humanity kind of is too slow. Patient is inefficient. We are like built a world that hates the stop.
Um, yeah, and when we do slow down, we feel guilty. If I take a quiet afternoon to read or think, I catch myself worrying. Am I wasting time? But maybe this is exactly what we lost the space to let meaning repent.
Yeah, that's true. The patient is the countercultural now to wait to enter to process. It's an art of rebelling. Yeah, humanity to to limit to say I don't know in a world that reward and confidence.
I love that idea. Patience as rebellion, but we often think rebellion means not defiance. But maybe the quieter form is stronger. Refusing to be rushed is a radical act of faith.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, kind of like in the Christian words, the word the word doesn't set my schedule, my melody. God God does. Like humanity said, I'm not the center. The patient said, I can wait for what matter.
Mm, also, living that out is incredibly hard, even in academic or ministry. We compare constantly. Publications, platforms, followers. It's like humanity or patience are virtues we admire, but no one we practice.
Yeah, exactly. We quote them, but we don't actually have time to practice them because the civilization requires time, and time is the one thing our culture refuses to give.
Maybe that's why Pryor's writing feels so necessary. She reminds us that reading well is itself a practice of patience. You can't scheme your way into virtue. You have to do well, ponder, and reread.
And humanity too, because when you read deeply and you admit that other may know like something you don't even, great book began with like surrender.
Mm. So maybe humanity and patience are the twin antidotes to digital anxiety. Humanity lowers the noise, and patience slows the plots.
Yeah, and kind of both create the base of quality because once you stop uh, rushing it and you finally start noticing the sunlight on your desk, the friend who like think of you, the sense that is not like emptied, is like full grace.
I think that's why patience and humanity always pair together in strict scripture. They both turn us outward, away from self and toward others, and toward God. They remind us we are not alone and we are not in control.
Yeah, in a way they uh restore the purple restore posture of the soul. Humanity being like the heart downward in like respect and patience, like stretch it outward in love.
Yeah, maybe that's what On Reading Well really teaches. Not just how to read books, but how to read life slowly, humbly, patiently.
Yeah, Cory, the more we talk, like it's more. I think the patience and humanity are the great root of freedom. It's not like the kind of the freedom that should or demand, but kind of like that. Simply said, we can't trust because we can't. I can't risk because I trust.
Yeah, in some sense, patience frees us from the tyranny of uh, urgency. Humanity frees us from the tyranny of ego. Together, they make space for peace.
Yeah, it's true. Like for me, like and faith is the bridge between them because the like faith teaches us to wait without despair and to bow without fear. It's it's humanity before my style and patience through the time.
Yeah, I love that image. When I was younger, I thought faith meant having answers. Now I think it means learning to live peacefully without them. That's where humanity comes in. It accepts the unexplainable.
And the patient gave us the strength to stay when understanding haven't arrived yet. It's like the standing in the middle of the winter and believing that a spring will come, even when the branch are still bare.
That's the long way, isn't it? To live not just for this moment, this test, this semester, but to live with eternity in mind, seeing that patience and humanity shape the soul for something far greater.
Yes, that's what's the exactly I want to say. When we do not focus on the control, we actually gain true freedom. When we choose humanity, we stop need to prove our worth. And when we choose the patient, we stop fair time.
That's so freeing to hear, but the truth is we are all tired of pretending, tired of the chess, the performance, the constant measuring. Maybe humanity says you don't need to compete, and patience says you are right on time.
Yeah, that's maybe why in the Bible both the virtue are together with the love, because love is patient and love is humble. The two are not said virtue. They are the every texture of love itself.
So, if we really want to love well, we must learn to wait well and bow well. Love without patience is control. Love without humanity is pride.
Exactly, that's why virtue is now achieved overnight, but slowly developed with each art of the humanity and patience.
Yes, because in the end, patience and humanity don't just make us good people, they make us ready people. 我操，他们来了。
Yeah, exactly that we need to ready for the peace, ready for the love, ready for the everything, and virtue is not just a practice. It's not just for us. It's prepare us for forever.
Then maybe that's how we should end this conversation, not with a conclusion, but with a prayer. Maybe walk humbly, wait patiently, and live freely.
Yeah, and we need to read this word with the heart that we are both humble and patient.
This episode has been a production of the Capistrano Valley Christian Schools Podcast Network. CVCS is a Christian TK through 12 school in San Juan Capistrano, California. Please visit cvcs.org/podcasts to listen to the variety of shows our students produce on our campus. You can also find all of our shows on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and others. We would also appreciate you subscribing to and leaving a review of this show and the other shows on our network in your podcast player of choice. If you have any questions or would like to reach out to us, please email podcasts@cvcs.org. On behalf of the school, this is Mr. Jasper, the executive producer of the podcast network. Thank you for listening and stay tuned for more.